Tonight is mostly an opportunity to be present together. Every time we have an event like this, it is an opportunity to be present together. And when we come into presence together, it opens up a beautiful field of consciousness. And that field of consciousness is made up of each one of us in presence. It creates a field of consciousness which is based in oneness. That's what happens when a community of people come together in presence. It reveals oneness. The illusion of separation that we usually live with just gently and gradually and easily dissolves as we become present. You see, when we're caught in the mind, living almost exclusively within the world of the mind, we're each one of us living in our own separate worlds. And your separate world is made up of all your past, your memories, your experiences, your opinions, your concepts, your ideas, your beliefs, all your future hopes and imaginings, all your dreams and ideals. That's your separate world. And it's nice if you can find other people who have a similar separate world. They kind of become your friends. And those who have quite a different separate world with different beliefs, different background, different experiences, they could even possibly become your enemy. We each live in our own separate world, but when we come into the present moment, we're coming out of the mind, out of our separate worlds, into the one world. The one world revealed through this moment. Free of our projections onto the present moment. If you're really present, your mind is silent. Your projections dissolve. The present moment is free of your beliefs. Your beliefs can only exist within the mind. Free of your concepts, your past, your future, free of it all. We come into the one world, this moment, and we come into silence. The mind falls silent as we become truly present. And that's where we truly meet. We meet in silence. This is where we come into oneness, in silence. How can the silence in me be distinguished in any way from the silence in you? If we're both perfectly present, perfectly silent. Our experience is the same. Our mind is silent. We're experiencing what is here in the moment, without our projections, without our past, without our ideas, our prejudices. Just experiencing the moment as it is. Now you're in the truth of life, revealed through this moment. Who is the revealer in this moment? I am. Whether it's the I am of me, revealing the present moment as it is, or whether it's the I am of you, it's the same I am. It's the same I am presence. Utterly silent, pure consciousness, eternal. Now we come into the one world. Now we come into oneness, free of our stories. You don't have to be at this deep level of presence all the time. Just a few moments every now and then will transform your life. Because at least now you know. Just to experience what I'm speaking of for a few moments, at least now you know. You know it from your own experience. You don't know it because I'm telling you about it. You don't know it because some religion has indoctrinated you with belief. You don't know it for those reasons. You know the truth of this moment through your own experience. And as you settle into the present moment, you'll experience silence. Your mind's silent. You'll experience peace. As Jesus said, the peace that passeth understanding. There is so much conveyed in that simple sentence. The peace that passeth understanding. What he's saying there is a level of peace that you can open up to within yourself that is beyond the capacity of your mind to understand. It's already here at the very center of your being. It's who you are at the very deepest level. So all that's really necessary is every now and then open up and relax into this very deep level that I'm describing. Utterly present with what is here. The moment you're truly present with something that's here in the moment with you, you come out of the mind, thoughts stop, now you're here. You're present with what is here, and in this moment of presence, you are an awakened being. Just for this moment, you are an awakened being, just like Buddha, just like Jesus, just like Ramana Maharshi. You see, if you're utterly present and you're utterly silent, how can there be any distinction? Silence is silence. Consciousness is consciousness. There's no distinction. There's no distinction between you in presence and Buddha in presence and silence. Perhaps he deepened a little more into presence, and certainly he was able to remain present as his fundamental state of being. You're not really a Buddha until you open to the very deepest levels of silent presence, eternal presence, and you can remain fundamentally present as you live your life. Even though you use your mind at certain times when it's appropriate, you don't get lost there anymore. Are you okay? Now, if you try and understand what I'm saying with your mind, it's going to be rather complex and difficult. So if you're not sure what I'm speaking of, or if you're not sure how to be present, or what it feels like to be present, it's probably a good idea to put your hand up and ask for guidance. The good news is that being present is absolutely simple. There's really nothing to it. I'm going to underline the word nothing. Nothing. Silence. Pure consciousness. I am that. I am. Thou art that. When you're present. Now, of course, everything radically changes when you go too far into the mind and you become absorbed into the world of thought, the world of past and future. That's a different world. That's a world full of your pain from your past. That's a world full of all your limiting beliefs. It's a world full of all your hopeful dreams and future imaginings. It's a world full of all your ideas and opinions and concepts. Nothing wrong with that world, it's just a radically different world. One is full of peace and love and harmony and integrity. The other exists within duality. As ye have love, so too shall ye have hate. As ye have compassion, so too shall ye have anger. As ye have success, so too shall ye have failure. As ye have life, so too shall ye have death. I'm turning into a preacher. As ye have creation, so too shall ye have destruction. You know, there's nothing wrong with any of that. There's nothing wrong with the world of duality that I'm describing, except for one thing. Most of us don't know how to live in balance within the world of duality. We hold on to, desire, become attached to all the positive side of duality, and judge, push away, deny, reject the negative, so-called negative side of duality. And in so doing, we throw ourselves completely out of balance within the world of duality, and we close the door to oneness forever, or at least until we come into balance within the world of duality. Joy is good, pain is good. Happy is good, sad is good. Gain is good, loss is good. It's all equal in this unfolding story within the world of time. You cannot avoid duality within the world of time, within life as we know it. And yet we're all desperately out of balance within that world. Come into balance within the world of duality and you'll find yourself almost spontaneously coming towards the center. And then as you start to focus into the present moment on that which is of the present moment, the door opens. And you walk gently through the doorway of duality and into oneness. There everything is perfect and peaceful. Everything is love. Now what I'm describing is not really meant to be an ideal in any way. It might sound ideal, but I'm not idealizing what I'm speaking of. What I'm speaking of is the truth. What I'm describing when I speak of presence and love and acceptance and compassion and oneness in presence, that's who you really are. You're already all of that. It's just that you disconnect from the truth of who you are to the extent that you're absorbed into the world of mind, past, future, and you disconnect from the world of now.